What is going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new YouTube video, but more importantly, welcome back to a brand new My Team series. Now, in this series, our team name is going to be called Ford Motorsport, and a couple of days ago in my Discord server and on Instagram, I put out two car liveries, and these are going to decide the team name and what route we're going to go down, and the majority of you guys picked the Ford Motorsport livery. The other livery that you guys saw when we were doing the polls was the Yamaha MotoGP livery. So, if you want to come and get involved with my team series a lot more, please do get yourself in the Discord and do follow me on Instagram, where you guys are going to be paving the way for Ford Motorsport throughout this series. The aim is to hopefully try and recreate a Ford versus Ferrari in a constructors battle somehow if we have the pace. But as we all know, motorsport is very unpredictable and we never know how it's going to go. So sit back, relax and enjoy the first round of the Ford Motorsport journey, and of course please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hopefully see you guys soon, and let's get to it as we head to HQ.
Hello folks, and welcome to this, a very special edition of Paddock Pass. As you can see, there's no pit lane behind me, and as you can hear, no roar of engines, and that's because they've set me free from the F1 paddock to escape here to the countryside and to the headquarters of Formula One's newest team. Now, it's not every day we get to pull back the curtain and look behind the scenes at an F1 team. Rarer still that we get to talk not only to the team owner, but also the team's lead driver. But what makes this place extra special is that the owner and lead driver are one and the same person. Now, it's been an interesting 12 months, and we all know a number of the regulation changes which were due to come into effect this year have been delayed until next. Some, though, are still seeing the light of day, amongst them the all-important budget cap, which gives some of the smaller teams a little further down the order, potentially, the opportunity to compete with the bigger teams. Good for them, but great for us as viewers. But what does our new team owner think about these new rules? Do they see them as a challenge, a hurdle that needs to be overcome? Perhaps they see them as an opportunity to disrupt the status quo, a chance to come out swinging and to carve their name into Formula One history. Well, I had the opportunity to ask them these very questions just earlier today, and here's what they had to say. Well, first of all, thanks so much for inviting us here today. It's been wonderful to see behind the scenes. As you might expect, I've got about a million questions, so let's jump straight in. It's been a long time since we last saw a team owner take their own car onto the track, and the sport's changed enormously in the intervening years. How are you going to handle the responsibilities of both managing and driving for a Formula One team? Let's talk about your teammate. Now, it's clear they're excited to have signed with you, but tell me, what is it that you think they bring to the team? So you've obviously been putting a lot of work into the car. I know it's early days, but how do you expect it to feel out there? Most of the other teams can boast years of experience in Formula One. Where do you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains you need to put you within reach of the other cars? Ultimately, your success this season is going to come down to whether you can take positions from the other drivers. What is it about your car that's going to give you that edge in those battles? And finally, with so many specialist departments working together here at your headquarters, and with such an important deadline coming up, who's getting that coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Which group do you feel the most proud of right now? Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been wonderful to get an insight from you, and of course to see around the headquarters. Thank you for today. Really appreciate it, and thank you all at home for watching as well. We'll see you very soon.
So let's head straight into the qualifying session, and the format we have gone for in this session is one-shot qualifying. I was thinking about doing full qualifying sessions, but I thought I'd add some pressure on myself and my driving ability and see if we can get the job done over one lap. As you can see now, we're heading on the first DRS straight down into turn 4. We're not too far off the pole sitter. I do like Bahrain as a track. It is good fun, but there are a few corners that still freak me out and mentally block me. But it's just a tidy lap. Our qualifying target for this session was P13. That is what the team gave us. And if you'd like to see the practice sessions within the my team videos, please do let me know. I haven't added any today, but if you want to see us doing the objectives and the R&D points, then please do let me know down in the comments. And so far it's been quite a tidy lap as we head down the back straight now, as we take the DRS, as we head towards the left-hander up the hill and to one of my nemesis corners on the game, up to the long right-hander shortly, as we are gently onto the power now. And this caused us some issue during practice as we lost the back end here quite a bit, so we're a little bit hesitant to take the curb. And so far we are hooking the lap together. All we've got to do now is keep it together. We are 9/10 behind Hamilton, currently sitting in P8, which we will take for the first race of our My Team season. As we head round the final corner, we've gone a little bit wide. We drive to the line. As you can see, not much ERS left. DRS is wide open, and it is going to be P9 for myself and Ford Motorsport. That wasn't a bad session, wasn't a bad lap. We will take the top 10 start, especially going into the first race. So a pat on the back there for us. Just the question is, where has our teammate, who I haven't even mentioned yet, our teammate is Dan Tickton. He is going to be driving alongside us for the first part of the season anyway, with myself, and we are in P9. And let's see how far Dan Tickton is up the order. P20, I mean, it's not bad. He's jumped the Williams and he's jumped Nikita Mazepin. It's not a bad effort from old Dan, but yeah. Let's see what we can do within the race.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
It's race time. It's time to pick our strategy, and I really was not sure what to do with our strategy on this one. Obviously, you can do Bahrain on a one-stop, but it is tight and it requires a lot of time management. I did think about doing the one-stop. I was really not sure, but I have decided to trust what the game says and do a soft, medium. Maybe could have done a soft, medium, soft, so I'm quicker at the end of the race, but we'll trust what the game says, and we will head around the track for our formation lap. So, coming to the end of our formation lap now, as we are preparing the car ready for the start of this 50% race around Bahrain. Hopefully we can split the Ferraris going down to turn 1, or even just pick up some places, but the real aim for this race is just to get some points on the board for Ford Motorsport, and hopefully my teammate Dan Tickton has an excellent race. Maybe, you know, we could get a double points for Ford Motorsport, but just hopefully he stays out of trouble and he moves his way up the grid as well, just so you can kind of see what pace he's got going forward into this season. So Cars back onto the grid now, just waiting for the rest of the field to get to their grid position. We have Gasly to our right and Alonso directly behind us, the leader of the medium front runners. As you can see, the top 10 qualified on softs, so that is the tyre compound we have to start on. And it's 5 red lights. We are waiting for 4, 5, and it is lights out, and the Ford Motorsport journey has begun, and we have got an absolute shocking start there as nearly spun the car off the start. And Gasly's going to look up our inside, but we're going to brake a little bit later than him, as we're going to go around the outside of Gasly and Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren on the right hand side. As we look down into turn 2, Daniel Rick was still there, but we're going to get the run on Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. Moves to the left to the outside line. We're pushing, we're being aware of where he is. Who's going to brake later? We do. Nearly run into the back of Sainz, as we actually missed our braking point ever so slightly as we were focusing on Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari, but we have got that move done as we head down into the second sector. Charles looks up the inside again. We give him the space with a slight bit of contact with wheels, but nothing too major, and we head down into the first hairpin of this lap 1. That was intense. Safe to say that I was a little bit nervous as well after nearly dropping the car on the start-finish straight. We've just got to settle into this race. We've managed to split the Ferraris, and now we've just got to use Carlos Sainz and the front runners to pull us along, as we do know they have the more superior power in a straight line around here. So we just got to keep it clean, keep it consistent, and really focus on getting in those lap times and just pumping them in, looking after the tyres. And you never know, a safety car might come out, or we can use strategy and tyre wear to our advantage, maybe jump some of the guys in front, or just to maintain our position of where we are now. As we come down, we back straight, heading down into the final corner. We'll use a bit of our overtake button there just to try and stay within the slipstream of Carlos Sainz, as I was wary of the slipstream of Charles Leclerc behind us. As we tuck in now behind Carlos Sainz, and as you can see, we are gaining on him ever so slightly. That's keeping Charles Leclerc at bay as we go into lap 2. As we fast forward on now, it was just trying to keep a good steady rhythm, which we were doing. It wasn't really too much going on at this point. We were into a nice rhythm. We were slowly gaining on Carlos throughout as we head down onto lap 3 now, going around turn 4. As we head into the second sector, we've got Charles Leclerc right behind us as we touch the inside curve, and actually a bit of a moment here, and nearly spun the car around, and we pulled back onto the track and gone straight into Danny Rick. I didn't even realise he was there, so that is completely my fault. As we look back at the replay here, I've gone wide, Charles has got through, and I've just gone driven straight into the side of Daniel Rick and taken off an end plate there. So that was my apologies to the McLaren driver. Didn't mean to do that. I didn't even notice the arrows when I pulled back onto the track. But we have a yellow flag now at the end of lap 6, and that is Lando Norris out of this session. So it's all gone probably wrong for him and his opening campaign for this season. So that's a free position for us. We are now up into P7, and we are finding some pace here. We are finding settling into a rhythm. However, I was worried about our tyres. They were getting a little bit slidey. Whether it was just the dirty air from following Charles Leclerc, I do not know. But the good news is we don't need to worry about Pierre Gasly behind us. He is 6 seconds behind. We are still within DRS of Charles Leclerc, and we are not far off Carlos Sainz. They are pulling us along within this race, and it is helping us massively. As we nearly did the same thing again as did on lap 3. We nearly lost the car. Seems to be that curb is not treating us well so far within this race. So it's all about just keeping it clean, keeping it steady, and keeping it together, and nailing our composure, and just keeping within that 1 second window of the Ferrari in front. It is imperative that we stay with them, because they're going to be pulling us along this whole entire race to keep us in touch with that leading pack, to give us the chance to score on some very good points here this weekend in the opening rounds at Bahrain. So as we head around into the third sector, again, this corner has been caused issues for us in the past as well. It seems the back end just goes extremely light, and the car just snaps on us as we are out of the DRS zone detection currently for Leclerc. So we are burning as much battery as we can so we can get to that green detection point, and we are just outside it, 1.0 seconds. We're not going to get DRS down the start and finish straight, but as I see Carlos Sainz dive into the pits, and I decide to copy to see if we can get the jump and the undercut on Charles Leclerc. So now it's going to be a pit stop battle. The first pit stop that Ford Motorsport are going to do. Hopefully they nail it, and hopefully we can come out on top against Ferrari, or just gain maybe a little bit of time against the Ferraris. As I said, I want to try and recreate a Ford-Ferrari battle, and so far that is delivering in this opening round of the Bahrain Grand Prix. As you can see, I'm dropping down the order now, down to P18 as we exit the pits. And we have Alonso coming up on our outside. It's crucial that we stay in front of him as we are on fresh softs. We're going to be much quicker than the cars in front on those old, worn, medium tyres. And Alonso's going to have the run up here. And he's opened up his DRS. We push to the inside to go defensive. We push him as far to the right inside the track as we can. He has the overspeed, but we have the racing line. It is our corner. We swoop around the outside of the Alpine driver, and so far that is our position to maintain, as we just got to keep it clean now and try and pull away from him if we can. As we can see, Sainz is 2.2 seconds up the road, so we've lost a bit of time there battling with Fernando Alonso up that little mini straight into turn 4, but he is being beautifully held up by Nikita Mazepin in the Haas. All we need now is for him to stay behind Nikita for as long as possible, which allows us to then catch up and potentially try and jump both of them and progress our race forward. And we need to make as many positions up as possible here while we have the fresh set of tyres. As you can see, we're bringing that gap down. Nikita doing a wonderful job holding up Carlos Sainz, as we went a little bit wide there across the entry there, but it's not hampered us too much. As you can see, Carlos moves to the left. He's trying to get past Nikita Mazepin. He is desperate to get past that Haas. They're going side by side into the final corner. This is really, really helping us now. Thank you very much, Nikita Mazepin. I never thought I'd be saying those words. As we deploy our DRS, we put on the overtake. We are using the Haas as a slipstream. We move to the left. We're going to go round the outside, going down to turn 1. We've got three wide going down into turn 1 between a Williams and God knows who else. I think that's 2 Alfa Romeos further up the road. As we've got past Nikita Mazepin, can we try and follow Carlos Sainz through on Latifi up into turn 4? I don't think we can. We break a little bit late, and I anticipated a bottleneck, but I ran into the back of Carlos Sainz by accident there just by braking a little bit too late. But we've managed to keep no damage from both of us, as we have got some serious pace through the second sector, and we've got a run on the Spanish driver as we dive up the inside into the hairpin, and up the inside we go. Thank you very much, Carlos. We left the door open, and we will absolutely take it. So the 2 Williams are our next target right now. We've got Latifi and then Russell. They are all within a second as Latifi locks up, going into potentially one of the hardest corners in the game. We're going to take advantage of this with our new fresh compound of tyres. We've got the DRS on him. We're going to move to the right-hand side. We're going to back out of it, but again, we get very close. But as you can see, superior grip on the soft compound of tyres to go around the outside of Nicholas Latifi. And that is job done. Position taken for us. That has moved us up into P15. Next target for us is George Russell, who we are only 4/10 behind. And again, we've got an insane run out of that corner with this new set of soft. They've really come to life very quickly for us, as we've burnt some overtake there just to get alongside him. Again, we're going to have DRS as well. And we look for the little switchback. Don't quite get it. We go for the over-under. And we're going to, it's a drag race now down the final straight. The DRS is going to help us massively. As you can see, we just end up streaking away from the Williams driver. And it was a few intense opening laps there from our pit stop, but we've managed to keep it clean. We've managed to get through, but more importantly, we've managed to jump Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc on the soft compound tyres. It must be on the same strategy as us as well. It's only 2.7 seconds up the road. Absolutely intense. You couldn't write this stuff. It's been absolutely unreal so far and exciting. Lots of overtakes. We are gaining massively now on Antonio Giovinazzi, and Michael Schumacher is doing Mick is doing an insane job of holding up the guys in front for us, as Giovinazzi wants to get past the Haas, but he can't do it as well. And there we can actually see Charles Leclerc go around that corner. We are 3 cars away, so we need to get past Antonio as quickly as possible here. Can we repeat the same move as we did to one of the Williams? No, actually run into the back of him as he broke extremely early. We didn't anticipate that one there, but luckily got away with no damage. As we look to go around the outside, we nearly touch that curb. Luckily we don't spin. We've got the run again. As you can see, the grip on this soft compounded tyres that we have compared to the rest of the field is absolutely remarkable. We are loving life right now, but Antonio is having none of it. He's coming back at us down to the final corner, but we have the corner, we have the speed, we have the grip to be able to break later than him, and that is our position. Thank you very much. As we go to look to move to overtake the other Haas driver of Schumacher. DRS is open, burning as much battery as possible here. We pull to the inside to overtake the Haas, and that was as easy as you like. Mick does try to go around the outside, but unfortunately does not have the grip on those old medium tyres. Next up is Kimi Raikkonen in the Alfa Romeo. We need to get past him as much as possible, and then our teammate is only 2 seconds up the road. Charles Leclerc is on an absolute mission. He is pulling away left, right and centre as Kimi gets a bit of a lock-up through here. Can we take advantage as we did before? We're going to look to go to the inside through the start of Sector 2. We think better of it. We try and wait. We play the patient game. Are we going to do the same as what we did to Carlos Sainz? No, we don't. We go up the inside. We've repeated the exact same move as we did on lap 4 or 5 earlier in this race. So we are on an absolute charge right now, and I have to say the car is actually feeling very good. There's a lot of confidence with the grip. We're not exactly slow in a straight line, and we're enjoying it, but I'm very, very wary of the tyre wear. I don't know how much this has destroyed the tyres in the early phase of this race. So it's absolutely vital now that we try and get past Dan without any issues, and maybe try and use him to pull him along in this race if he can stay with us, and maybe get him in the points as well. But he seems to have a very good solid race up in P10 in the medium compound of tyres. Ocon is 3 seconds up the road. So we look. We need to be patient. Don't want to have a crash between teammates in the first season. We're obviously going to be able to overtake him easily here. Down the start finish straight, we move to the right hand side. Dan doesn't put up a fight, and we are nice and clean past our teammate. And as you can see, out of all this, I was concerned about tyres. Jeff reckons we can go an extra lap. I was feeling confident, the car was feeling good at this point, so we agreed to go that extra lap, and we're going to next pit stop will be on lap 17. And Ocon is only 2.2 seconds up the road. What can we do with that? We are actually gaining a lot of time on Ocon and Stroll in front of us. He is now, as we head down into Sector 2, 1.9. We are seriously quick on this soft compound tyre. The car is reacting well as we head down the hill, as we head to possibly the tightest and hardest corner, in my opinion, on the F1 game. The double left-hander here at Bahrain. You have to nail your braking point and really get it turn. As we go deep, we've gone deep. That's going to cost us a lot of time, so we try and make up by deploying more of our battery here down the back straight. We're not going to get DRS. We're 1.3 behind. The aim is to get DRS down the start-finish straight if we can. We need to nail the next set of corners, as it looks like we do. We put the power down nice and early. We have full confidence in the car, and we have a little moment there, and it's pushed us wide. So luckily for the runoff there, it's managed to not lose us too much time to Ocon in front, and we're now 7/10 behind Ocon. This is good. This means we can get the DRS down the start-finish straight and pull away from my teammate Tickdom as well. So here we go. Deploy all the battery. Open the DRS. We are deploying all the battery. We've turned it back off now. We need to manage this. ERS management is going to be key in this race, because obviously we don't have the straight line speed that other cars are going to have. So we really need to use our battery as carefully and as efficiently as possible, as we're all over the back of this Alpine now. As are we going to get the run up the hill down into turn 4? He has the DRS though in Stroll in front, which is going to help him defend against us as we run, nail our braking point. Can we get a switchback potentially on the Alpine? No, we don't. So we tuck in behind him into Sector 2. Can we get another dive up the inside as we've done twice already? No, we look to the left. We go around the outside of Esteban Ocon, and I have to say it's probably one of the nicer moves that we did throughout this race, and that was very much enjoyable. Our next target is the Canadian of Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. What can we do? 5/10 up the road. Charles Leclerc now is pulling away from us. He's 4.3 seconds in front of us. So maybe if we hadn't have done the undercut, this might have worked out for us, but you never know what happens in this race. The car is feeling good. Lap 13 out of 29. We are back in the points, back where we started on the grid, P9. Can we get Lance Stroll down to the final corner? We've got a really good run out of that corner. We we use deploy battery just ever so slightly, but look how much power and extra straight line speed that Aston Martin has got. But we hold it up the insides, and we are going to have that position. But I thought I was going to be vulnerable here, but we just about managed to get the DRS from Stroll as they pop into the pits as well. So it is myself and Ocon behind us. My teammate Dan Tickdum's come in for his pit stop. Up the road is Charles Leclerc. We are now really fighting for position. We are back up in 7th place, where we pitted to start with. As we do a very quick fast forwards, and we had a little moment there as well. Fast forward along this race, and it is all kicking off. We didn't really get any closer, unfortunately, to the Ferrari, and he stayed at around 4.6, 4.5 the whole entire time. which is a massive shame. But nevertheless, we can't be too upset that we are up into P6. So we have made some inroads into this race as we come to our second and final pit stop of this race. At the end of this lap, we will be on the medium compound tyres, as we've made a mistake there. We've gone massively deep into turn 1 and we nearly spun as we tried to put the power on a little bit too early. The back end stepped out on us there, and that was a bit of an issue for us, but we carry on going. We're up into P4, obviously, with the pit stops. Hamilton's 4 seconds up the road. Bottas is nailing this race. He is 16 seconds up the road. It is all to play for. The aim for us is to not lose too much time to Leclerc, who has pitted a lap earlier than us, so he's going for the undercut and we've gone for the overcut this time. Hopefully we can not lose too much time as we enter the pits now for our second and final stop. What can our Ford pit crew do this time? 2.9 seconds. It was quite a slow stop. That's going to cost us a little bit, so we're going to have to try and get through some hard compound tyre runners in this field, but you never know what's going to happen. We have some seriously good pace on the fresh softs. Hopefully we can continue the confidence and that pace with the medium compound tyres. We come out behind Tsunoda and in front of Stroll and in front of Ocon, so we haven't lost too many positions. Vettel is 3 seconds up the road in P8. That means the Ferrari is going to be 5, 6, 7 seconds further up the road. There he is on the mini-map, as we just saw him. I had a glimpse from there on the left-hand side of the screen. What can we do to Yuki Tsunoda? We need to try and clear him as quickly as possible, but also we could also use him to pull us along as well. So we need to be patient and get these tyres up to temperature. It's going to take a little bit longer than the soft compound tyres, obviously, so we need to be smart here. We have lots of ERS to play with, as we are on like 18 of 29 of this Bahrain Grand Prix, as we've gone a little bit deep there down into that corner, but it's not to worry as we have the DRS on Yuki Tsunoda, as we use a little bit of overtake there just to give us a bit of extra boost. But we're going to sit behind him through the third sector and see if we can get past him down into turn 1. Again, we need to get these medium tyres up to temperature, but we're obviously going to have the tyre advantage anyway, as Yuki is on the hard compound tyres. As you can see, we get quite a good run out of that corner again, as we have all race, and we move to the right to try and fake a move, and we move back to the left. Can we go around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda on the AlphaTauri in the final corner? Yes, we do. Thank you very much, Yuki. As we move on, and we're going to have the DRS as well in our favour as we pull down the straight and pull to the right-hand side. We don't want Yuki Tsunoda to have that slipstream as we jump signs in the pits as well. Leclerc is now 7 seconds up the road. We need to get as close as possible. And is that Mercedes going slowly? It is indeed. That is Valtteri Bottas out of the session, as you see his car there pulled to the right-hand side of the track. That's another free position gain to us. So we're now currently sitting P6. If we manage to get Sebastian Vettel, that is going to be P5 in our opening race at Bahrain. And who knows, could we go on to catch the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, and could we get the jump on both Ferraris in the opening round of this My Team season? So we need to set into a rhythm now as we look to go to hunt down for Aston Martin, the German of Sebastian Vettel. As we have pulled away from Tsunoda, he is 1.1 seconds behind us. We need to just keep it clean and keep it consistent, and we don't need to worry about the attacks from behind, and we can really focus on the car ahead and really settle into a rhythm and just get our head down and just drive the absolute wheels off the Ford Motorsport car as we head into the third and final sector to round off lap 19. Again, we had a little bit of a moment there with a little bit of a lift going around that corner, but that's nothing we haven't managed so far throughout this race, as we are taking time and time and time out of Sebastian Vettel. 1.4 now is the gap. We're going to be close, potentially in the next lap or two. We're going to be hunting down Sebastian Vettel. But of course, guys, we'll take this quick little break to just remind you, if you are enjoying the My Team content, please do smash that like button. Let me know down in the comments what we would like to see more of on this YouTube channel, and of course check out all of my social medias down below, my Instagram, my Discord, and of course go and check out the Twitch, where we'll be streaming F1 open lobbies as well, and get yourself in the Discord as well for updates on YouTube content, Twitch content, and just to come and chat anything motorsport over there. So yeah, do check out the links below, and I hope you are enjoying the racing of this opening round at Bahrain. As you can see now, we are very close to being within 1 second of Sebastian Vettel. We are now 8/10 behind. We are going to have DRS down the back straight, which means we're going to have DRS down the main straight if we manage to keep it clean and consistent. That is the main thing that we have to do. We have always struggled with consistency on the F1 games, unfortunately, and that is one thing I want to try and improve on over the coming weeks, especially going into the 2022 game cycle. So we take our normal line down to sector 3. As you can see, Vettel's back end got a little bit lively there as we look to try and capitalise. We've taken a very nice line through here, and we're going to have are we going to get a very nice run out of this corner, as we've been doing very well throughout this race as we head into the latter stages of this race with only 9 laps to go. As we get very close to the back of the Aston Martin here now, we look to get past him down into turn 1. We are burning as much DRS as possible. DRS is wide open. Which way is he going to go? He goes to the right, we're going to go to the left. We're going to take a long way around and hopefully get the move done before we even get to turn 1 with the overspeed of DRS. But we know Vettel might come back at us. And we've gone a little bit deep. Vettel's there is that, as you can see from the red proximity arrows. But I think that is the job done. We will burn even more DRS up the hill into turn 4 and move to the right to go defensive, just in case he comes back at us. But that is job done, and we are up into P5. So, as we move to the end of this race, unfortunately we never got any closer to Charles Leclerc. He was always between 7 and 8 seconds in front. I managed to keep Vettel at bay. He was always between 4 and 5 seconds behind us. But nevertheless, this is an extraordinary achievement for our first round here in our My Team series, as Lewis Hamilton takes victory for the first race of the year, and we need to bring the car home to get a solid P5. I, at the start of this race, did not think we'll be getting a P5 in this race, especially when I'm seeing how quick the cars were in a straight line at the beginning of the race. So for us, this is a fantastic start to our campaign into building the mighty Ford Motorsport team, and also bringing the fight to Ferrari. Hopefully Dan's had a good race as well, and we can really challenge Ferrari in the latter season as we upgrade the car as we go. So P5, more importantly, where did Dan finish? Did he manage to get to the field on the strategy that he was on? Sebastian Vettel is driver of the day, and it was a sensational race. Do let me know what you thought of that race down in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed the first pit stop when we were overtaking the Hasses, and when we were getting past the Ferrari. It was a hell of a lot of fun. As you can see there, the Mercedes team celebrating their first win of the season, and the podium, 2 Red Bulls and Lewis in P1, so they're going to have a very close title fight, I'm sure, throughout the season. I wonder where Bottas would have finished if he hadn't have retired from the race with a reliability issue. But that's not what that's going to be in the back of Mercedes' minds as they head to the second round, which is Imola. And yeah, that was an excellent first race.
After an incredible performance, Lewis
And
Hamilton
Dan
secures
ticked
the
them
top spot
in
the Drivers'
P14.
Championship. Let's have a
Fair
quick
play
look
to
at how the drivers'
you.
standings have
Fair play
changed.
to you. That is a
So,
promising
Anthony
start
Davidson, who
for
would you rank
Ford
as your
Motorsport.
driver of the
So
day?
I have to say,
who
Sebastian
knows
Vettel certainly
what is
caught
going to
my eye
happen
during
as the
today's race.
season
Incredible
unfolds.
driving.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled. It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it? Great. Well, that's everything.
And there you have it, guys. That is the first round of Ford Motorsport complete. As you can see there, we've got a nice bit of cash and a nice bit of team acclaim coming through nicely as we look to grow the Ford Motorsport business and propel it forward. But there are a few housekeeping things that we do need to do before that. We need to check our R&D facilities. We need to have a look at where you want to go with the kart. So I don't think I've actually mentioned this yet. So the engine that we've gone for is Ferrari. Looking at the charts, I want something with more durability than power, but it had a decent enough performance with durability. But one thing I noticed here was it really needs to try and increase the morale of the durability apartment. As I said, that is one thing I want to focus on. So you need to nail the activity timeline here to really try and boost the morale of that durability apartment. But yeah, guys, remember, if you have enjoyed this video, please do hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me. And of course, share this video as well, and let's grow this channel. And also smash that like button, or if you didn't enjoy it, that's fine, do hit that dislike button as well. I want to bring you guys as much content as I possibly can in 2022 on this YouTube channel. And of course, check out the links down below, as we are now going to progress to Imola. So round number 2, a track that I actually haven't raced on this game yet. So when you see this footage go out, it'll be my first ever laps really on this game of sort of any distance. So when it comes to strategy, I have absolutely no idea. But before we end this video, let's sort this personal department out, and let's go and see what this issue is.
The personnel department
So,
has asked us to deal with this.
What we do with Tickton. So my thinking here was he had some good pace, and the pace is there. But if we can make him more aware and have less mistakes and be a bit more consistent, it could really help us going forward. So as you can see, I was trying to think about what I was trying to do there, and
the department
yeah,
wants me to pass on
I feel
their
like
thanks for helping out.
I've just gone back on everything I said and gone, do you know what, let's just go to sheer pace, and then we can work on his awareness later on as we progress through the calendar. We are heading to Imola, but of course we need to see what R&D upgrades passed and failed. I forgot to show you those earlier on in the video, but some of them have failed, as you will see. As you will see very, very shortly. And unfortunately, the powertrain, the ignition system failed, but we can just go back and redo that. And also the rear floor failed. So we'll go and redo that, and of course that's now not going to fail, luckily for us. And we've got 1,877 points to spend, so we need to try and upgrade as much as possible here. I was looking through the durability, and there wasn't really much we could do. So we upgraded I think it was the MGU. I think we did do this one. Yeah, we upgraded the MGU. 30% chance of failure, so that's going to arrive just after Imola, and hopefully will be successful just before Spain. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe, and yeah, thank you for hanging out. Speak to you soon.